Hello everybody and welcome back to Alan Wake. We are currently on episode 3, part 2, called Mirror Peak. I technically already beaten this. In fact, I streamed this live, and I made an error. A really bad error. So I'm going back now for you good people to re-record this and make sure it plays pristine and as perfect as I can possibly make it. My setup is still not perfect, but it's getting there. Hello everybody and welcome back to Alan Wake. We are on the second half of episode 3, so let's just jump right on in there and get to it, shall we?
The coal mine wasn't far now.
Don't really get to see the sunlight very often in Alan Wake. It's kind of a nice little thing when it does happen.
Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
So those of you who are watching this probably noticed something interesting.
I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the dark presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
Insanity's only insane until it starts coming real. But for those of you listening right now, you probably notice there's a distinct difference in my voice. That's because I actually went and invested myself in a better microphone. I currently don't have a stand for it, so I do apologize for any keyboard clicks you hear. There is a stand on its way. With the current situation in the real world going on right now, it has been delayed, but it is on its way. That aside, thankfully this is not a driving game because I'm sorry to say Mr. Wake here does not know how to drive very well. Oh, I missed the radio. Oh well. To summarize that radio, Pat, the radio host, got back into the studio and describing his harrowing adventure from the night before. Actually, I wonder if this one will play that instead of the previous radio, because there's another radio up here. We'll see. If it does, I'll just tell you which one you missed.
This is Pat Main, and you're
okay, yeah, it's this one then, okay.
Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass, not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. And I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here.
Well, thank you, I'm not.
I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first...
So the conversation with Dr. Nelson, which you are going to be missing because I don't plan to backtrack to the other radio, is I'm just talking about love. And, having the perfect soulmate, which is a relation to, Alan and Alice, obviously, and also to Thomas Zane and Barbara Jagger. Soulmates, the one, etc., etc., etc. I'm going in here because there is a manuscript page up these stairs for you good people. Again, I have played this one already. I played it not too long ago. But I'm re-recording it now, and it'll have no issues, so you people on the other end can fully enjoy this in as best quality as I can provide.
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
So Mott is the guy that called us a yuppie at the beginning. That's his name. And apparently he's a bit of a fucking creeper. I don't mean the Minecraft type either. Alright, where the fuck did I park my good car? There it is. I find a good muscle car and I only get to use it for like 10 seconds. All I can say is thankfully this is not a driving game because this game does not have good driving physics.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now. With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
No, it's very much not for anything good, or at least I'd assume it's for nothing good. Alright.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time.
Oh, that's lovely.
The bastard never showed up.
That's even better. Typical, I'd say, but, yeah.
Wake,
Where the hell are you?
change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around
You
by
want
you.
to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
Crystal.
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
One
Hello?
can actually talk and the other one can,
I'm gonna kill
though.
him.
Like, that's not exactly a fair
I had to get to Mirror Peak.
trade. Ooh, boy. I'd say Barbara's here.
Maybe closer than ever before.
Oh, they took away all my supplies when I went with that start. Oh well, it's fine. I'm a little less equipped than usual, but I can make do. That's not a good sign.
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
So he was inspired by her, to say the least. Ooh, infinite ammo. I'm okay with this, which means there's a fight right here. Hello, Mr. Person. Now to get my ammo. Oh, that's not a good sign. Nope, definitely not a good sign. You know what? Fuck it. I don't have time for that. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, jeez. Ow. Goodbye. I'll take those. Yeah, it's a very important lesson I learned on this map specifically, is running away is perfectly viable on Nightmare. There's just a few too many enemies in some spots to sit and fight. Like right here, I have no interest in fighting whatever's behind me. Screw that noise. Woman, stop cutting down the local trees. Very rude.
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
But what if I don't want to avoid it? That's just a few of them here. Bye, guys. I think I got them all. Yeah, it definitely looks like they're all dead. To the light. Oh, time to turn off the power for a change of pace. Now, when I was doing this section specifically the first time through, I died like 3 or 4 times before I realized my best way through this is to fucking hightail it. There's too many enemies and too many possessed objects for me to really sit and fight. I've only got 1 flare. That's not enough. It'll have to be enough. Nope, was not enough. I ran out of stamina. So the stamina thing sucks, but I could still manage this. God, why do I only have 1 flare? When I went through here before without using the autosave system, I suppose, or whatever the hell this is, I had fucking 10 flares. As you can imagine, 1 flare is a little on the low side. Why don't I just sit and kill everything, you might ask? Because killing everything on this difficulty takes a proverbial hour. Ow. Not what I need. Goodbye, guys. Have fun. There's my last flare, but it was definitely worth it. Okay. Don't need the flare gun out. Batteries and ammo, yes please. Did you forget your lunchbox, guys? No. Stop that. That's rude. comfort there. All is well, though. I can continue pressing on, and we'll just chalk that up to bad luck. I mean, all of this has been chalked up to bad luck so far, but let's not buck that trend. 6 shotgun shells, 2 flare. Yeah, I'm really low on supply. I'll be fine, though. Ow. Apparently that's all it takes, is 4 swings of those guys. Funny, I don't remember there being 4 in that room before. I swear to God, there was only 3 last time I went into that room. There we go. That's taken care of. Let's proceed on up. First, what's over here? Trust no one in the dark. You know, that's actually the first good little hint that that's been for a while. And it's a lesson that I wish Wake would take to heart, because he's trusted like, what, 3, 4 people in the fucking pitch black? Very smart of him. By very smart, I mean really dumb.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the dark presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
Now, I wonder if that's what happened with Rose, because if you notice, she was not as out of it. Like, she's still fucking out of it, don't get me wrong. But she wasn't as completely mindless as most of these other ones we've been fighting. She still had some semblance of self-awareness, more than just repeating Nordic walking repeatedly. Rude. Rather than just talking about Nordic rocking like Stucky, like, she actually had a direction and a goal that the darkness gave her. I don't know. Hopefully Rose makes it through this, because she's just, you know, another innocent bystander and one of the few that has not died. Oh, great.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
You sure about that? I'm pretty sure that's normal, everyday, standard equipment. How about you guys? Any of you work with the power company? Flashbangs are in your standard repertoire, right? That's 2 big ones. I have the means to take out both big ones. Fire off. Okay, that was a little more enemy than I thought it would be. I still have some flashbangs spare. I still have how many flares do I have? I know I'm going to need them soon. Well, not that many.
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
Can Nightingale just pick an author name and stick with it? Like, he may be Stephen King. I know it'd be a little on the nose with this story and all, but fucking really? At least pick a name and stick with it, you dickwad. Supplies. Yes. Shiny supplies. Ooh, flashbangs. Nobody invited you guys to the party. Oh hell, I thought I took it off. That was a waste of one bullet. Thankfully the rest of those were not waste of ammo. One downside is of replaying through these levels, if I come back to do so, is that the coffee thermoses are missing. There is one right at the end of this walkway. Again, I was never going for 100% completion in the first place, but still letting you know, those of you who are curious about which ones I got or didn't get, that is when I remember getting. Oh, thank God, supplies, ammo, shotgun shells.
I had a real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Hell yeah. Not what Wake said, but yeah, well that too, but this primarily. Hell fucking yeah. Give me that pump shotgun. Button. Oh, hi guys. Goodbye, woodsman. What's in the cabin? I honestly can't remember what was in the cabin. I took the other path last time, so that's why I'm going this path. Oh, an ambush. An ambush is what's in the cabin. Hell no, back the fuck away. Bingo. Fuck. Wasted another bullet there, but whatever. One bullet is not that bad. Ooh, supplies. Don't mind if I do. Flare gun ammo. Shotgun shells, another flashbang. Is the game gonna make me use my flashbang right away? Oh, that's a lot of them. Yeah, bugger this. Light, 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 light. Please, light, light, light. Fuck! Whew. And there she goes, deforesting things again. Thankfully, this isn't a zombie
presence was
uprising.
moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
And thankfully, it's not zombies I'm dealing with, just standard graves here.
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
Just sorry, but what is that quote even? Hello. Get away from me with your stabby knife. Hello. Don't like you and your stabby knife. Be gone. So this time he didn't actually do it. Usually he just teleports around. He's one of like the Stucky style Taken that teleports bloody everywhere. This time he actually tried to stab me, which is a nice change of pace. I'm only being partially sarcastic with that. Oh, fucking hell. Why was this rolling?
I lifted the page in front of my eyes and read it. In it, I lifted the page in front of my eyes and read it. In it, I lifted the page in front of my eyes and read it. In it, I lifted the page in front of my eyes and read it.
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Could somebody tell Wake to be careful of phrasing? Why are you talking about Ghost Town in the middle of... Oh, shit! Oh, what the... Whoa, fuck. Begone 1920s car. I hate fighting the fucking possessed objects.
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight. Something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
So he basically wants to lash out at other people for what he considers his failings, his situation, not to mention the fact that everybody keeps trying to help him when he clearly does not want the help.
Doc sat down heavily. He examined Barry and Rose. Barry was already recovering. Rose was another story. She was conscious, but she was barely present, almost delirious, disturbed, touched in the head, they used to say. It wasn't the first time Doc had seen someone in such a state, but it had been over 30 years. Doc poured himself a stiff drink. He hadn't forgotten a thing.
So 30 years ago was when Thomas Zane, I think, was first interacting with Barbara Jagger, so he saw the first case of this. Ah, son of a fuck. I almost forgot about this segment. Stop throwing refrigerators at me. Order, can I just run past this, or will this shit come alive on me? No, I can run past the refrigerators without dealing with the rest, thank God. Oh hell, it came alive after. Oh, goodbye. What the hell is that about? Yeah, I'm gone. Farewell. Not dealing with that shit. Okay. I honestly don't know what that was about. All of my no. Safe haven, that's nice. I gotta get into it first. Keys. No. No. Wake, in. Now's not the time to sit there. Wake. Fucking in. Shit. There we go. Fuck all of that. Flare gun ammo. Bright light.
Anything outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
Definitely mirrors a lot of what we've been seeing to some extent or another. Give me that fucking hunting rifle. Yes. somebody tell her to stop knocking over trees? It's not nice. What do those trees ever do to her? And I realize the dark presence is more of an it, a thing, an entity, rather than a she, but it's taken the face of Barbara Jagger. So she is the first thing that pops into my mind whenever I see it. Even if I don't physically see it, I just see an amalgamation of its presence.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
I'm sorry, full of spelling. You're focusing on his spelling. Are you one of those guys, Wake, that just sits on forums and trolls people over their poor spelling? Like, that's the sense I'm getting. You used the wrong form of they, or there. Ah, crap, birds.
Birds.
I like birds. Like, I have a whole goddamn table of, like, ceramic and stuff, not real stuff birds, but stuffed birds, behind me, actually. But even I felt like dealing with the birds in this game. Fuck. I mean, my picture, on YouTube is a goddamn fucking raven, so... Nope. Nope. Oh shit. Ow. There go my ankles. There was a flare here. I swear there was a flare. Where did the flare go? Whatever. Tunnels go to Cauldron Lake. Huh. Maybe that's why I'm hearing Alice.
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
Oh, that sounds pleasant. Migraines suck. Like, no joke there, people. Migraines actually really goddamn suck. I'm getting closer. The subtitles tell me.
Alice?
Alice!
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here. The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running with beer, ghost stories, and camaraderie late into the night. It did them no good, as they were taken by the dark presence, sucked deep into a darkness far worse than any ghost story they ever told or heard.
So, clearly being underneath the lake is magnifying the proximity, I guess, to the presence, bringing up the headaches and the bad nightmares, I suppose would be the best way to put it. And if this runs underneath Cauldron Lake, that would make a lot of sense. Come on, Wake. God damn it. You're like an asthmatic after a 3-pack. Like, I get Wake's a rider. He's not in the best physical shape, but I could run longer than he can. And I'm definitely not in the best physical shape.
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Lake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought, just let me get through this.
I'm really not sure what Nightingale's tie is to this. I honestly don't remember what his character... Was that really necessary? Fine, I'll go this way. Ow! Hi. Hi. Oh, there's even more ammo for it over here, so I really don't feel like I wasted anything. Alright, well apparently I'm not going out the other direction because the Dark Presence decided I'm not allowed out that way. I'll just go out this way then.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Thankfully, the puzzles in this are all very bare bones basic. I have nothing against puzzle games. I think some of them are actually a lot of fun. But there's not a lot of fun to be had in watching somebody struggle over a puzzle, especially if you figured out the answer to it. 5 minutes in, it takes them an extra 20, 30 minutes. Unless it's humorous to watch them figure it out. And there's very few games where that situation would apply. Yeah, that's the right height. Kick. Beware of the almighty kick. I get this back up to the top. There we go, we're gold. Again, it's very bare bones basic puzzle solving, but it's still nice in its own way. Oh hell. Oh hell. Ooh. Son of a fuck, now I've gotta make it. I'll just fast forward till I get back out of here for you folks on YouTube. I'll be right back. And here we are, as promised, back into where we need to be. Welcome to the future. I promise it doesn't look much different than the past. Ooh, do I get to use my mighty kick again? Kick! Manuscript page.
Lightning flashed behind the windows of Calder Lake Lodge. Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Molnir, wench." He brought the hammer down with all his might on Sinclair's head. "We're on a comeback tour, baby."
What are you, Tor, the god of hammers? But, joking aside, you have Odin and Tor Anderson. There's no doubting about what exactly they're referencing with their names, especially not with that Mjolnir reference there. Oh great, another cable car. And oh great, more birds. Got a checkpoint. Flares for flare gun ammo.
Just great.
I've got 9 flare gun ammo actually. I should be gold for that. For the rest of this fucking level, basically. I hear birds. Almost across. We're almost there. Almost to safety. Did I speak too soon? No, I think we're good. Oh boy. Oh boy. That doesn't look good. Ow. Well, that was rude. Somebody tell her to stop knocking over trees. It's very mean. Oh. I guess it's a good thing I didn't go any faster, huh? Alright, well, made it to another checkpoint. Can't be much further now. That sounds like the darkness is starting to pick up again, because I hear... Yep, the fog settling in. Get away from me, you, bastards. It's a lot weaker than I intended it to be. These guys remind me of a DS tracksuit wearing assholes, so that's what I was going for in the first place. Oh hell. Bad time to run out of battery. There we go. Almost home free. Cauldron Lake. Okay, well, definitely not running on this bridge, because running on this bridge seems like a bad idea. Stand corrected, maybe I should run on this bridge. Oh yeah, definitely gonna run on this bridge. Ow. Oh jeez, that's a sledgehammer. No. No. No, just... No. Alright. Should not be much further now.
Checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the wakes. It was dark when I found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
This leaves actually a very interesting perspective. Diver's Island is obviously gone. Even Wake can't see it anymore. But what was it? It apparently was never visible in the first place to anybody but Wake and Alice. What does that mean necessarily? Like, was it a pocket dimension made by Barbara Jagger? By the darkness? Or what exactly? Kick? Push? What's this when we push? Yeah, honestly, the disappearing of Cauldron Lake is... Or the Cauldron Lake cabin is perhaps one of the most intriguing parts of this game. Kick. Good, the return of the mighty kick. This looks like an asylum, potentially, or an old manor house. Something. Can't go that way. Kick! CW and T. So TZ is clearly Thomas Zane. CW is Cynthia Wheeler, I think her name is. It's the lamp lady from the beginning, the one that warned us against going in the darkness. Tom, I miss you, Tom. Tom. I curse you, Thomas Zane. Why did you write this? I miss you. You talked to me on TV. So clearly she was here fully for the entirety of the first event with Thomas Zane and Barbara Jagger. Oh boy, that's not good. I have 10 flares. They're gearing me out for some reason. Oh boy, that's what they're gearing me up for, isn't it? Oh yeah. You know what? I feel like not fighting any of these guys. Enjoy your flares on the staircase. Yep. Goodbye, guys. Enjoy. Have fun. See you never.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat.
What, is somebody fucking fishing?
I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find. I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Reminds me of that one film, and it was originally a novel, I believe, as well, and I can't remember the name of it, where...
Hey, you! Wait! Hey, I'm here! I'm coming! No! Get away! Sorry. Please, it's late. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make a play ball. You see? To get him writing for us. Please. Please. Oh. I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me.
Ugh, well, Matsumo's screwed. But as I was saying, it reminds me of the of a movie where it was a detective that went to investigate an asylum, and the twist was that he actually was a patient there. I can't remember the name of the movie at the moment. I'll add it as a subtitle of this episode right about now. Oh, you're screwed. Yeah, definitely screwed. That's gonna hurt. Oh yeah, that's gonna hurt like a son of a bitch. Ow! So many games seem to make falling into water a non-painful thing, but oh, that would fucking smart. He's lucky to be alive. Thomas Zane. That's not Thomas Zane. Well, as the title card here clearly sees, that is the end of episode 3. So for everybody watching, I thank you as always. I will definitely see you next time with the start of episode 4. Until then, please stay safe out there. And if you liked what you just saw, please like, subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified of future videos from me. Till then, goodbye.